So how'd he go for you?
He went good. He's going like expected. I thought every day would be a better day for him, and he's getting comfortable here. He's getting comfortable with the surroundings. He knows where he's at now. And when I was just couldn't have been more pleased with the way he trained today.
When he was galloping, when he turned around galloping, he was going to look like a pretty good clip there.
No, he was. He would come down stretch. Every day we'll let him do, I'll let him do what he feels like doing. I don't overdo it with him. I try not to, make him do anything. It's all within himself, and when he's comfortable, I keep him comfortable. That's all I do. Keep him comfortable. He's doing well though, man. I'm excited about it. I'm getting that feeling of Swiss skydiver week. Just you get that feeling like things are falling into places. And I don't want to be overly confident, but man, I think we got a huge chance of getting the second leg here.
He's showing any signs of coming back on 2 weeks rest? That's going to be an issue.
I don't think so, man. You see him out there, like I let him clip along today, and he's not even blowing or nothing. His fitness is there. He's been fit for a while now. I don't think he's as physical. He feels good physically. Jogged right off today. I mean, he's throwing all the. I mean, he's such an easy horse to get on. I mean, he does everything perfect. He does what you ask him to do. He's got many gears. I'm excited, man. I can't say any more about it.
If you didn't know, would you think he was a horse that ran a hard mile and a quarter a week and a half
Maybe
ago?
the first or second day back from the Derby, yes, because he's gonna have some body soreness from getting bumped around and first time going a mile and a quarter. But aside from that, now you can't tell. It was 2 weeks ago. You can't even tell that, or even 10 days ago, whatever it was.
And he got bumped around some with going through those holes that only a Cajun would think was a hole.
Yeah, he got bumped in the first turn pretty good too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad we had a Cajun on that horse. We try to keep it in Louisiana. South Americans are kind of taking over, so we still have to show our representation here.
What do you classify today? What was that? You want to say jog, gallop?
Well, he jogged one round back to the wire. I'd say that probably was a 7/8 mile jog.
Yeah.
Come from where I went on the gap and then turned him around and galloped him probably a mile and a half, pulled him up right the 4.5 pole, and jogged him home. And he was well within himself there, and he was clipping right along. So tomorrow we may do the same thing with him tomorrow, and so into the race. But nothing fancy with him. He's pretty basic horse to train.
How do you balance trying to conserve some energy for the Saturday and making sure he does enough to get enough out of this morning?
We kind of let him tell us, We're trying to let him tell us, I'll never force him to do anything. I'll never force him to do anything. Everything he does is within himself and on his own, his own terms. And that's a good sign of a good horse like he is. He's not overly aggressive. He's not lazy. He's just about like a perfect horse where he does what you want to do. But for his whole career, we just kind of let him do whatever and every horse, for Kenny. I don't force him to do anything. And I think that's what Kenny trusts in me. I won't let him over. I know what it takes. I kind of got an idea of what it takes to, get him. So I just need a race date. Give me a race date. I'll kind of gallop him into that race date on, how they feel.
Seems like how much has he changed at all? Now that he's got some racing under his belt and maybe he's knows.
Well, the one thing I think he's gotten from the Arkansas Derby and the Kentucky Derby is he's learned to kind of get beefed up in races where he's holding his own ground. He's not intimidated for sure. For sure he's not intimidated. Obviously you've seen the spot he went through turning for home, and that's only going to make him a better horse as he goes along and overcoming these little obstacles that he does. And I'm excited about Saturday. The closer we get to it, I'm getting excited about it.
Kenny talks a lot about making sure the horse is in the feed tub. Is he?
Yesterday he ate up everything yesterday, and the minute they put him up after his bath, he got into the hay rack. That's a good sign. And he is a telltale. When he's in that feed tub, he's doing well.
I guess you got to be very pleased the way he's getting over the track too.
Yeah, get over the track. It's a similar. I say it's similar. It's a little deeper than Churchill Downs, but the similar sand and all, and even Arkansas, same sand. So I think we're anticipating a little rain maybe Saturday, which I'm totally not opposed to that either. Hopefully it could be a slick track like the Southwest.
Churchill is a little busier, even though they had the special sessions for Oaks Derby horses. There were still about 30 some odd horses on the track at the time. Here it seems like it's almost like a private training center.
I say that even for the people too. It's more relaxed. There's no pressure. Churchill's so much pressure leading up to the Derby for everyone, owners, trainers, jockeys, and coming here so laid back and relaxed. And I think the horses feel that also.
But is he as far as like sort of a leisurely atmosphere, is he kind of like, is that a good thing for him?
That's a great thing for him. That's a great thing for him. He goes with the flow. It doesn't matter if you need him to be excited, he'll get excited, but he just goes with the flow. He's a pretty kind horse.
You rode against Robby's dad
Brian's dad.
I mean, that's what I meant. You're Robbie. Yes. Okay. You rode against Brian's dad when you were still in Louisiana at Evangeline and
Yeah,
Delta. Did you ride at Delta?
Yeah, I did. Delta, Evangeline, and then he retired, and then he was my valet for a while. When Gary Broussard retired, I had Gary Broussard, and then he be my valet at Fairgrounds the last couple of years I rode. So he had me, Brian, Corey. He had most of the Cajun jockeys in his corner.
And so when did Brian Jr. come on your radar?
Well, we knew Brian before he even started riding. He was on the racetrack with his helmet in his hand or his head. We kind of expected him to be a jockey. He expected to be a jockey, but he was very quiet, always quiet and humble. And he watched, he paid attention. It was his attribute. He watches, he pays attention. He's a student of the game. He studies. He does homework, and he has audibles. He can have many plans in a race, and he knows which jockey's gonna do this, jockey's do that. And that's a big plus for us. That's everybody asks what separates your jockeys. I says, well, the ones that execute off mistakes and make the right moves at the right time. And he does that. He's naturally light, so you don't have to pull a lot of weight to ride races every day, which is a big advantage also.
He's somebody who's just stayed the course. Although you were telling me you and his dad had to kind of, after he lost the bug, he was wanting to head back to Louisiana. And
well, he was, and I think his dad was very influential in keeping him and sticking out at Churchill Downs, and he did. He ended up staying there, and wow, what a career he's had by staying here. He's always been in the top 5 his whole career, but he's always rode smart races, and that's very important. His work ethic is second to none. He's there, like Kenny says, he's there 15 minutes before the workers, and in the paddock early. He does things the right way. And I think a lot of young jockeys can model themselves after that.
And again, he stuck with it. He didn't jump around. After he won the Breeders' Cup Classic, he didn't tell his agent, why are we not getting on more Breeders' Cup Classic winners? And he rides for his outfits. He seems like he's satisfied with what those loyalty seems really big.
I don't want to use the word content, because I don't like the word content. But he takes care of his clients, and I don't think him and Big Frank, his agent, Frank Bernice, will ever get in an argument. Which I wish they would. Then I could take over Brian's be his agent. But Brian seemed like the perfect guy to work for us from an agent's perspective, and he's a good sell. If you go to trainers and they don't mind Brian, he's respectable. He's a great rider, and this is going to put him over. This is going to hopefully get him more opportunities on bigger horses.
But like just thinking, if he's stuck with Kenny, stuck with Ian, knowing the big horses are going to come around.
Wait, he's in sync with Kenny and Ian and guys like that. He's in sync with them. They think alike. Brian knows the program. He knows for workers, he knows what Kenny expects. And in races, he knows what Kenny expects. So if you have that communication, there's never misunderstanding in any spot, any race. And if Brian does something, calls an audible, does something different, Kenny understands why. So it's a great working relationship. Same that I have with Kenny also. If I have to explain something to Kenny, what I did in the mornings or whatever, then I'm in trouble. But I never have to explain Kenny why I did what. He understands, and I know the programs like Brian does. So, and it's worked, man. And I feel like the next few years, Kenny and Brian and myself, we could probably do some big things. Kenny's getting a lot better horses now, bigger horses, and he's got a lot more to choose from now also.
You're not going to try to put your 3 riders in that barn?
No, no doubt. That's part of my plan. Hopefully payback is Kenny helping me out, because Brian can't ride 2 in a race. We'll have to talk about that after the previous.